great to be here today for Families Matter, St. Lucie Public Schools Parenting Guide. We are excited to be your hosts. My name is Rebecca Benton. I'm a life skills parent educator with Student Services.
Hi again. I'm Dejan Jackson, Family and Community Outreach Administrator on special assignment for St. Lucie Public Schools. The focus of our show today is to discuss summer resources within our school district and also within our community.
The purpose of Families Matter, St. Lucie Public Schools Parenting Guide is to give parents and families information about the resources found within our local community. The resources shared could be in the form of people connected to St. Lucie Public Schools, like school counselors, district support personnel, or educators on your child's campus. Or the resources could be found on our St. Lucie Public School website. And it could be in the form of local community agencies that help your child achieve success. You play a pivotal role in the life of your child and children, and as always, our aim is to support you. Today, our purpose is to give you tools and resources to support your family during those summer months.
We want to take a moment to first showcase some amazing hands-on experiences that are happening during Learning Adventure Camp. The camp is found not only in our elementary schools, our middle and K-8s, along with our high school for credit retrieval. So take a peek at what's happening during these summer months.
Now, during the summer months, it's important to keep a routine and maintain those healthy habits created during the school year. Reading and spending quality time with your family is important all year round. I love to go on evening walks with my family, and I also love spending time by the water since we live in Florida and it's so hot. But not when it's raining, because it's been
pouring
lately.
But, you know, summer months bring that.
Yes.
And I love not having to wake up to an alarm clock each morning. During the summer, I enjoy a relaxed routine with my family, but I also miss the routine of school, from having those meals for breakfast and lunch that are created during those hours, and also having that time to myself to think about some key learning that might be happening. We recognize that during the summer months, there might be a lot of change and transition for families, possibly with housing or maybe the loss of one's job, and or the change in work hours, not having as many work hours because people might be out for summer and coming into work. We want to provide information that will be helpful now during the summer months and throughout the school year.
Joining us today is a very special guest, Ms. Kylie Feuer. Kylie has many resources to share with our community and brings an extensive background to our families in need of support. Kylie, can you share with us a little bit about yourself and the role you play with St. Lucie Public Schools?
Of course. Good morning. Thanks for having me on.
Yes, good morning.
I'm Kylie Feuer. I'm the District Homeless Liaison with St. Lucie Public Schools. I've been in this role about 7 years. Prior to that, I was working doing in-home crisis intervention for high-risk families. I'm actually a proud grad of St. Lucie Public Schools.
Hey, woo!
Yeah, product.
What high school? What high school?
Port St. Lucie High.
Yay!
Yes. And I have 2 kids. My daughter, she is 7 and she attends a St. Lucie Public School, and my son is 3.
Yes.
So we love that you're all about families and the role that you play for St. Lucie Public Schools and at home. So yes, please welcome to Families Matter.
Yes, and for our community members who may be watching, there's a term associated with housing insecurity, McKinney-Vento. Kylie, can you share with us what McKinney-Vento is?
Of course. So McKinney-Vento is the name of the federal law that's in place to protect the rights of students and families experiencing homelessness. So it's named after the 2 senators that brought it to fruition back in 1987. So we here in St. Lucie Public Schools, we don't call them homeless kids. We're going to say families in transition, our McKinney-Vento students, the McKinney-Vento program. And McKinney-Vento is defined as, it's a federal DOE, Department of Education definition, as an individual lacking a fixed, regular, and adequate nighttime residence. So for us, that means students living in shelters, living in hotels due to economic hardship, they're living in their cars or tents, or they're living doubled up with another family due to economic hardship. So living with grandma because they got evicted out of their home and they can't afford a new one, those kind of situations.
And some of our high schoolers with couch surfing, going from a friend's house to another friend's house, that also might classify as McKinney-Vento.
Yeah, couch surfing is going to fall into that doubled up category.
So what are some potential indicators of homelessness?
So the families aren't always going to look disheveled or disorganized like we sometimes assume with people experiencing homelessness. A lot of times these families go out of their way to make sure that they are showering, sending their children to school prepared, clean, to kind of fly under the radar and avoid any, detection of their McKinney-Vento status. But sometimes these students, they're going to be tired in class. They are going to be uncomfortable talking about home life. They're going to struggle to make relationships within the classroom. Maybe they've bounced around a couple different schools, and you might see some anxiety around the end of the day when it's time for dismissal, because maybe they're not sure where they're going or where they're going to spend the night. So those are just some of the other things that are less commonly shared for what could be an indicator of homelessness.
As an educator, that's really important to know some of those key look-fors, because you might know a student who has been killing it with the grades, great, connected, having those great relationships, but all of a sudden there's that change. Right. And so what you shared is great for educators to be aware of so that they can support the needs of all students.
Now, what resources within St. Lucie Public Schools does McKinney-Vento provide for families?
Oh, there's a plethora of resources that we provide. We are the best McKinney-Vento program. So to start, usually when you're enrolling in St. Lucie Public Schools or you're trying to update your address, you provide, there's required documentation, 2 proofs of address, birth certificate. If you are identified as McKinney-Vento right from the beginning or at the school site when you're updating the address, all you need is the completed McKinney-Vento form, and then they can immediately start in school, or we can update the address right away. We also provide school of origin transportation. So if you have been a SLPS family, say you've been attending Westgate, and then all of a sudden you are living in a hotel in Vero, because that's where you can afford one, or you're staying with grandma in Fort Pierce, we would allow your child to stay at their school of origin, which is Westgate, where they were attending before they became homeless, and we would provide transportation back and forth for them, so they can have some kind of normalcy and consistency in their life while they're going through that transitional period at home. We also enroll them in free breakfast, free lunch within 24 hours of being coded as McKinney-Vento. We can provide tutoring support if they're struggling in one of the core subject areas, or we do tutoring materials. So we do summer slide kits, SAT, ACT prep books for the high schoolers. We remove any barriers to education. So if we happen to follow up with a family because there's attendance issues and they let us know their child isn't attending school because they don't have shoes, then we can provide the shoes or the clothing, the backpack, those kind of things. It's really just whatever's standing in their way to the education. We find some kind of way either ourselves or referring to a community resource to remove that barrier.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And you touched on this a little bit, but our high schoolers who are getting ready to go into the workforce or getting ready to explore colleges, what are some specific resources available for high school students that are identified as McKinney-Vento?
So for our high schoolers, we give them a little extra love and support, especially the ones that are on their own, because we have a subset of high school McKinney-Vento students that are unaccompanied. So they're not living with a legal guardian or parent either. They were forced out, they were kicked out, it's unsafe, their parents are deceased, something along those lines. So if you're a McKinney-Vento high schooler, especially a senior, we can help pay for your cap and gown or your senior fees if you're unable to. Like I talked about the SAT, ACT prep materials, we can also do tutoring for that. We can help with the testing fees if you've already used your waivers for those tests. And then I make sure they're all prepared, so they qualify for a free college tuition program through the Florida College System program. So they can get up to 4 years tuition free at any of those participating colleges. And a lot of them, they don't know about that. So I make sure upon graduation, the last couple weeks of school, they receive the documents they need to complete the FAFSA on their own if they're unaccompanied, because a lot of times when you're going to do that FAFSA and you don't have contact with your parents, you hit that wall because you don't have their tax return. So, and you don't want to reach out to them, or you can't reach out to them to obtain it, so then they go, I guess this isn't, I gotta wait till I'm 25 and I don't need that information anymore. But we can provide the documentation to help them bypass that and verify their homeless status. And then I give them a list of the McKinney-Vento point of contact to all the schools that are participating, the colleges, so they can reach right out to them and kind of give them that support to continue on to their post-secondary education journey if that's the route they wish to take.
That's so great that seniors are able just to focus on walking, graduating, and enjoy their senior year.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I just can't imagine living in a tent or a car or couch surfing and moving every weekend, and then the one thing standing in your way of graduation is that $80 cap and gown fee. So
You worked so hard for that, right?
Yeah. So it's nice to be able to remove that and help them with that.
We're even thinking about the college fees and being able to take that next step. And sometimes that can be so overwhelming. So
Yes.
having that resource is wonderful.
Yes.
What community resources can families utilize during the summer and all year round?
211's a great starting point, so you can type in or search via category, whatever your need is at the time, you can look at that. They also compile a good list of all the back to school events when it gets closer to the school starting, so you can pick and choose which ones your family may benefit from. I think tapping into your school social worker is a great resource because they've got their ear to the ground. They know, like,
We have some great ones in
yes,
Tennessee Public Schools.
yes. So like knowing, they all know what's going on in that zip code or maybe for that specific school, and they'll be able to link you up to meet your needs. And then the Treasure Coast Homeless Services Council, if you're experiencing homelessness, you can do a phone triage appointment with them, and they'll screen you and see what you're eligible for and if there's any assistance out there.
We want to mention a few community agencies that will provide food support for your family. United Against Poverty, commonly known as UP, has a member share grocery program that helps families save up to 70% on grocery and household product budgets. Qualified households can join the member share grocery program for free. Please check out our Families Matter website for more information about this resource with UP. In addition to other resources they provide, such as employment training and a health clinic.
And we have highlighted the Treasure Coast Food Bank on our show before and want to include them again for all that they do in our community. They have an order ahead service for families to order food and pick up via a drive-through, so very convenient. The time slots fill up quickly though, so people are allowed to utilize the order ahead service program up to twice a month, but it is always advised to try and grab a time slot a couple weeks before that you need groceries. There are a few simple steps and they are outlined on our Families Matter website. Please check it out.
Mustard Seed Ministries, with locations in both Fort Pierce and Port St. Lucie, offers support with food, rentals, utility bills, and transportation assistance. Please check out our Families Matter website for more information. If a family needs McKinney-Vento support, how can they receive this support?
So if they think that they may qualify under one of the McKinney-Vento situations, they can either reach out to the McKinney-Vento program directly in student assignment, or reach out to someone at their school, complete a McKinney-Vento form, and then that's turned into the McKinney-Vento program. We review it, determine eligibility, and then either myself or our McKinney-Vento case manager will contact them to do a needs assessment, and then from there we can figure out what we can refer or provide to you to just meet those needs.
Absolutely. So what are some questions parents should ask their child's school if they were to qualify for McKinney-Vento services?
I think starting off, definitely asking who the McKinney-Vento point of contact is. They know who to reach out to, who's well-versed in McKinney-Vento and can point them in the right direction. Also asking if their student may have some special education needs, who can they contact about that. Asking about, don't be afraid to ask for help. So if there's a field trip coming up, you're McKinney-Vento and you know you can't afford that $15 to $60 fee, reach out to the point of contact at your school. They'll be able to point you in the right direction for who maybe can assist with that payment.
Yeah, band parents as well. Those instruments get expensive. So it's really important to know who to reach out to. Who are your people, your tribe? So what do families need to move during this transition time? What should they do?
The easiest thing is to contact the McKinney-Vento program directly. So contact us, we can update your address, set up the new transportation. If you're still living in a McKinney-Vento situation, we'll make sure it's set up if it's out of zone or out of district as well.
That's important information.
So family misviewers, contact information, and our district's McKinney-Vento case managers' contact information will be linked on our family's website for ease of access. Please check it out if you need it.
So what if families are moving out of the school zone? Are they penalized? Do they have to uproot everything? Or if they're moving out of the district?
Not if they're still McKinney-Vento. So kind of like I mentioned earlier, if they have been attending a school here and now they're moving out of zone or out of district due to a McKinney-Vento situation, we can provide that transportation back to their school of origin. So they just need to, that's why it's important to reach out to the McKinney-Vento program to update the address, because if you updated the school and you don't let them know your McKinney-Vento status, then they are not going to be able to set up the transportation. So do it through the McKinney-Vento program can make that process a little smoother.
Oh, that's wonderful. And we want to share with you another quick tip, regardless of your home situation, to stay organized with your child or children's important information and school records. Try to keep them in one secure place like a folder or binder. You might keep in this folder school records, grades, or report cards. test results, samples of your child's schoolwork, birth certificates, immunization, and other health records, maybe a list of schools attended with addresses and phone numbers. All this information is great to have on hand and ready if you were to move or need it quickly.
And you know, Rebecca, if parents and families are more tech savvy, they might take a picture of all of this information and keep that digital folder available to retrieve it. Because you know, when you go and you're like, oh, I can't put my hand on this, I can't put my hand on this, or it might be missing. You go to your phone or you go to
we
your
always
laptop.
have our phones on us.
Absolutely, you might be able to pull that information up.
Yeah, it's a great way to stay organized as well.
Yes.
So what are the top 3 pieces of advice you would give families during the summer months and all year round?
I think for one, especially during the summer, stay connected. So if that was, either via Class Dojo, the school's Facebook page, maybe emailing with student assignment or the McKinney-Vento program, definitely stay contacted and in contact so that you're up to date on any events or forms that may need to be filled out over the summer. The second, I would say, keep an eye out on all the back to school events and plan ahead. So start looking out for those, map them out if there's 2 or 3 that you think your family would benefit from, making sure you're planning ahead to go to those. And then the last would be any changes in your address, your email, your phone number over the summer, let someone know so we have a way to get in contact with you.
Most definitely. Are there any additional resources that you want to make sure that our listening audience knows off the top of your head?
I think we covered all the resources, but I think I would definitely let them know if you think you may qualify for McKinney-Vento or you know a family that may qualify, reach out. We have families, school staff, community members call all the time and go, they explain the situation, do they, don't they, and we can walk through the eligibility and see if they do. So if you have any question, just reach out, give us a call, we'll let you know if you qualify or not.
Well, thank you so much for being with us today. The information that you shared is just so needed for our families, and we're just so thankful for you.
Excited to welcome Mrs. Melissa Phillips Hill from the Pink Rose Foundation, one of the community resources that supports back-to-school resources in St. Lucie County. Mrs. Phillips Hill, can you share with us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, ma'am. Hello, and thank you for having me today. I am a proud product of St. Lucie Public Schools. In addition, I am a school advocator, and I have been a teacher for over 24 years. I started in St. Lucie Public Schools in 2000, and I began at Port St. Lucie High School.
Go Jaguars.
And I have transitioned to Fort Pierce Westwood Academy, the West Prep. And right now, I'm currently at Creative Arts Academy of St. Lucie, CAST, and I serve as an ESE school-based specialist.
That's awesome.
Yes, thank you so much for your service.
Yes, and along the lines of service, you are also affiliated with the Pink Rose Foundation. Can you tell us about your role in the Pink Rose Foundation and what that is, the Pink Rose Foundation?
Most certainly. I am currently a board member, and I have served as the past president of the Pink Rose Foundation. And the Pink Rose Foundation is the charitable arm of Eta Omega chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated here on the Treasure Coast.
Yes, and this is a nonprofit corporation that's organized exclusively for the charitable and educational purposes within serving our youth in St. Lucie County. As the charitable arm, we're able to offer scholarships, we're able to offer resources to many of our families of the underserved within our community.
So each year the Pink Rose Foundation holds a back to school expo. Sounds very exciting. So where is this held and when is it?
The Back to School Expo is held at the Finn Center, and this year it is on Saturday, August the 3rd. We start at 9 o'clock and we go all the way until noon. And at that time we have various community resources available to families such as school supplies. We also have vaccinations, In addition to vaccinations, we also offer dental screenings and et cetera. There's a lot of resources available to families on a first come, first serve during this Back to School Expo event.
Yep, and the website mentioned, all of the resources that you shared will be on our Families Matter resources page. Please check it out. How long has the Pink Rose Foundation been holding the annual Back to School Expo? And what are some of those big numbers like backpacks? How many have been given out?
Wow, I am so glad you asked that question because we have been serving the Treasure Coast for over 15 years.
Wow, amazing.
And during that service time, we have donated over 25,000 backpacks.
25,000.
That's amazing.
Yes, yes.
Yes, and we are very proud to be able to service the community members.
So I heard you say it's from 9 to 12, but it's important for anyone who is interested to come early and possibly pre-register.
Or is this like a first come, first serve type of deal?
That is correct. It is a first come, first serve event. However, families can register on the St. Lucie Public Schools website, Families Matter.
Yes.
And each year, families come out early, they line up, and they're ready to access the many resources that are available to them.
Yes, especially those vaccinations, immunizations as well. So we have medical providers that are there. What agencies, great segue right into that, what agencies or community resources will be at the Back to School Expo?
We have been so proud to partner with several organizations. So we start with the Health Department of St. Lucie County, the Florida Community Health Centers, Children's Service Council, Healthy Kids of St. Lucie County, the Commissioners of St. Lucie County, the Walmart Distribution Center 7038, Longwood Regional Medical Center, St. Lucie County Fire District, St. Lucie County School Board.
Yep.
We're always there.
Yes.
We have the Student Assignment Office, where they're there to assist students who need to register for school. Transportation Department, we know we want them rolling that first day of school.
Absolutely.
The Communication Department.
To stay connected.
Yes. And we also have the Fort Pierce Police Department, where they're there to take fingerprints of students in order for families to register their children in the event that something happened. We do not want that to take place.
Safety is
but
key.
they're
Right.
there.
Now, if there is a community agency that would like to partner with the Pink Rose Foundation to be represented and included in this event, what should they do?
There is a vendor registration form available for those interested in being a part of the Back to School Expo. We have been fortunate to have many repeated agencies join us. Each year it gets bigger and better.
That's right.
In addition, there is a sponsorship letter available for agencies that might not be able to be physically present on the day of the expo, but they want to assist monetarily in the community. So if you have any questions about the resources mentioned here, please visit the Families Matter website and find the links to these documents.
Mrs. Phillips Hill, thank you so much for being with us today. You have shared great resources, and we look forward to the Back to School Expo held on August 3rd. Families, Back to School is right around the corner. The Pink Rose Annual Back to School Expo is one of the many free resources held in St. Lucie County. It's one of my favorite. Many churches, community agencies, and schools offer these free resources to our families in the community.
In August, CareBag is hosting a back to school event at the Mid-Florida Credit Union Event Center in Port St. Lucie that offers haircuts, giveaways, food, and entertainment for children. Check out the many free events welcoming our students back to campuses to kick off the school year right. You can find a list of these and so much more on our Families Matters website. Be sure to check it out.
These events are scheduled close to another fun event, your child's school's open house. Attending open house is a great way to start the school year off right by connecting with your child's school and teacher. Please check out your child's school social media page for these upcoming events.
Families, we have gone over a ton in today's show. We hope you feel more prepared to support your family if you find yourself in need of more help, but please reach out. Our aim is to be the guide on the side for the many resources found within our community.
Once again, Rebecca, we've had that great show. We want to say a very special thank you to our experts, Mrs. Fuhrer and Mrs. Phillip Hill. And if you have missed any of our shows, please tune in to WLX Horizon to watch it, catch up, and feel connected. Check out St. Lucie Public Schools' social media outlets for our next show. Next month, we are dedicating our show to starting the school year off right. It's going to be a great show.
Remember, all families matter in St. Lucie Public Schools.